Future Hurricane Gabrielle is trending toward the west, and many of the computer models today have this either getting close to the United States or possibly making landfall. Hi, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Justice, keeping you posted along the way with steady updates. Folks, that is my key with this type of forecasting is you have to be steady because we know there's going to be some changes, and my goal, as always, is to keep you posted along the way. We now have a high threat that Gabrielle is going to form, and there's a growing concern that within a week's time frame, this could be bearing down on the Caribbean islands. So please let me know where you're watching from right now. Like this video in the comment section, comment with that location, and subscribe to this channel for more updates. My goal, as always, is to prepare you, not to scare you. I do not buy into hype, but I am very transparent with what I'm seeing. I will let you know when it's time to be concerned, and that's not right now. If we get more evidence, and that does look to be the case for the Caribbean islands, we need to go into monitor mode, basically watching things. You don't need to really take action just yet, but that would be the next step into that. So as we get into hurricane season, you'll kind of hear me say that. That's an easy way to kind of understand it, kind of like a stoplight. There's green, there's yellow, there's red. We're still at green. You're going about your business as usual from the Caribbean islands to the East Coast, but we're checking back in, right? Because we may have to go into a yellow light, as an example, for the Caribbean islands. And this could be the first hurricane you've had in a little while, right? And this could be a strong one if the models are correct. So let's look at what's happening right now with this invest. And by the way, it is an invest. There's a lot going on here in the tropics. There's a lot to watch. It's getting a little more fired up tonight, I will say, looking at the satellite imagery. Let's refresh this, see if it's going to fire up. There it goes. And honestly, yeah, I mean, it's got some good thunderstorm activity with it, but the actual center of circulation somewhere down here. You got some thunderstorms, as common to not be co-located exactly with it. Now, because it is an invest now, we now have some great modeling on it. This is the super blend, which combines the European, the GFS, the Canadian, and it's honestly a really good way of looking at it. Now, you've got forecast confidence. You got all the way to high, and you got low. So we have a high confidence of where it's going in the near term, but beyond that, it gets a little more fuzzy, which honestly you would expect for this far out. The key takeaway here, folks, and the new thing with it, by the way, let me know where you're watching from in the comment section, and let me know your questions. I've got some of them I'm going to answer here at the end, give some shout outs to where you're watching from right now. I got some regulars like Rose and Sarasota. We got so many of you watching from Brunswick, so many from Charleston, North Carolina, to Texas, to Maine, to New York City. So many of you part of this channel. Make it a family, and honestly, I love what I do. Whether it's on TV or online forecasting, I try to give you a transparent look. So again, just wanted to say thank you for that. And let me know your comments and your questions. All right, so here we are with the super blend, indicating the islands. I mean, this western trend has been a key that has been different over the last 48 hours. There's the current position. There's where it's headed so far. It's moving west. Now, what we're going to see here is, you know, back in the days when you used to forecast plot these on charts, right? They used to hand out hurricane tracker maps on TV. That was kind of the thing. Well, you're looking for latitudes here. Where is it behaving, and how is it trending? Well, yesterday the models had it curving up like this, going straight toward Bermuda. Doesn't look to happen right now. In fact, the new deterministic model tracks, these would be the tropical models right here, and then you got the late arriving deterministic tracks, which would be the GFS right here. The new GFS has it hitting the Caribbean islands somewhere south of St. Martin, and then getting up toward Puerto Rico here as a strong tropical storm or a hurricane. In fact, as I look at the latest computer models, the 0Z, we're looking at some serious strength out of some of these models. Cat 1, Cat 2, then Cat 3 on some of the tropical producing models. Some of these others, we're early in the ball game, are tropical storm status. They kind of hold this thing steady. Here's a look at the European track density. You've got the European ensemble right here in black, which is well north of its operational run. The operational run's very locked in with the GFS. It moves it over the Caribbean islands, then into the Caribbean. This thing would likely get into the Caribbean if the European is right. As we look at the GFS, the new 18Z curves it up like that and goes around like that. But GFS and Euro, honestly, pretty well locked in on the Caribbean islands, all right? How about the GFS, CMC? This is a Canadian. They're just north of the islands, and they do show that curve kind of like the GFS European did 2 days ago. All right. So that's kind of, is it a trend? Did the GFS indicate that first and then the rest followed suit? Certainly possible. The GFS led the way with Aaron. Does it with Gabrielle? That's going to be the question. We also have access to the Google DeepMind. This from polarweather.com. Tropical site there. Really, really helpful to see this activity. And as we get deeper into this, Google did a great job tracking this last storm. So it's their new AI model, Google DeepMind. Sounds kind of creepy, right? Honestly, that name really kind of freaks me out a little bit, to be honest with you. But why'd they name it DeepMind? It's cool, I guess, but also kind of creepy. Who agrees with me? All right. How about the ship's forecast? It shows the max wind being up to Cat 2. So you could have a Cat 2 on approach to the Caribbean Islands is what the ship's model is saying. Max potential energy and intensity, the potential with the heat content in the ocean and above your heads, that just goes straight up. And again, it's because of the environment that's around it. Sea surface temperatures, you see that in orange, that also goes up. Relative humidity is the only thing that goes down. Gets into some drier air, but at that point, if it's already formed, dry air, unless it's a lot of dry air, is not going to impact it as substantially. The heat content is also something to watch right there. It is going up. That would be the heat potential energy in the Atlantic in this area. So let's just re-rack this model. Where do I want to start? Let's go right here. Here's the GFS today. I'll just roll through it wide first, and I promise I'll get in for you folks in the Caribbean Islands right here. So let's look closer at that, and I'll just keep advancing it here. Look at this. Puerto Rico gets back out over the water. Ridge pushes in, and because it misses that dip in the jet stream, it keeps meandering toward the United States, getting closer and closer as it does, and that would be the concern, is how close to the United States does this get. The ridge that's building in looks like it really scoops this thing up and it gets close to the Outer Banks, or I should say the Florida Keys. I'm pulling up another model right here. Gets very close to the Florida Keys, goes up through Central Florida, then gets back out in the water where it re-strengthens, tropical storm, Cat 1, goes toward Charleston, Myrtle Beach, scurries up through North Carolina, then goes up through the mid-Atlantic. So in this scenario, everybody from St. Lucia to Martinique to Dominica to Guadeloupe could be impacted by this storm system. All right? That would not be a good scenario there. So let's zoom in closer, as I told you I would. Let's see, Lesser Antilles. We'll go straight there. So this GFS model shows a landfall very close to Dominica and Guadeloupe. Anybody watching right now from there? This would put St. Lucia very close to some impacts, but you'd be really Martinique through Dominica to Guadeloupe, to Antigua and Barbuda, getting up through St. Martin. Where are my St. Martin people at? Goodness, that'd be a strong hurricane. Gets up here near St. Martin, Anguilla. This would be Friday, Saturday. This would be on approach to, looks like Martinique, Dominica Friday, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, it's switching up through St. Martin, and then up near St. Kitts, the British Islands, and then it's moving on up from there. Let's zoom that out just a bit. Gets toward the Turks and Caicos, the Bahamas, and then has bullseye set for the Florida Keys. Let's just scurry on over there. Again, folks, this is the GFS run from today. No mess, no stress. We're not worried about it. We're not putting our whole stock into this. But this would impact Southwest Florida. Where's the Southeast? Let me click Southeast. It'll be easier to see. This would go over the Florida Keys, then go up through southwest Florida, Fort Myers, Sarasota, just south of Sarasota and Tampa. Then go up through central Florida, back out over Daytona, Jacksonville, Savannah, Georgia, Brunswick, Charleston, South Carolina, then up through Georgetown and Myrtle Beach, where it would then scurry up through North Carolina. And it says, let's not just impact the Southeast. Let's just go up through the whole entire East Coast. So this thing would scurry on up through the Mid-Atlantic to D.C., to New York, possibly even Jersey, Boston. I mean, this thing just doesn't want to leave us alone. So this would come in as a strong tropical storm or a hurricane up through Florida, scurry back out, and get up through Florida, where it comes up like that. All right, so that's the 12Z run. The 18Z run of today, midday run, almost identical where it hits Guadalupe, Dominica, Martinique. And then it does this weird thing where it gets back out over the water after Puerto Rico and then does a little right-hand jog. It's got a little low pressure. See that dip in the jet stream right there on the 17th? The other 12Z model did not have that. Notice here's the 12Z at that same time. Has high pressure overhead. The new 18Z has a low pressure. That low pressure would scoop this thing up and start sending it out. Notice that feature is honestly the big differentiator. Needless to say, that is a close call. How about the European? Well, the European today, almost identical in the GFS up to a certain point. It has a tropical storm or a hurricane on approach to the Caribbean Islands, Lesser Antilles, Thursday, Friday. Gets out over the Caribbean. Kind of fizzles this thing out, guys, on the European 12Z. Got a couple of things behind it there. But the European's just not really buying it today. Let's see if the 18Z updated. Do we get an 18Z run on this one? No, we do not. Let's switch things over to this. Here's the 18Z AI. Let's go to the 12Z. Kind of takes whatever that is over there and kind of fizzles it out again. So Euro's kind of buying into a fizzle out idea. Just not real strong signals from the Euro AI. You got a little something else right here on the 19th. I don't think it's the same thing, though. Here it comes right there. It's not really getting any strong signals out of that. Let's go to the Euro regular. Let's go to pressure right here. We'll look at the pressure anomalies. And we'll go here toward the 18Z. So this won't be all the way out, but at least gives us an idea. I mean, Euro's not even really showing anything forming at all. I don't think that it has it identified real well. I mean, look at that little thing. You see that right there? That's all that it has Tuesday of next week, where everything else, all of our tropical models, GFS. So unless the European's just like super genius, which honestly it used to be, might be missing the boat here because everything else has at least something coming in this time next week. I mean, GFS has a strong hurricane while the European kind of was nothing at all. So needless to say, we got to watch that. Here's that GFS run again, looking a little bit different. Yikes. I mean, that thing just comes up, scoots right up the coast. Would be a one to watch. So here's the key differentiator. What happens here in the upper level parts of the atmosphere in the U.S.? Does Gabrielle slow down enough that, look at that, I think it's a compact little system. I mean, it honestly is. There's that low coming in, that dip in the jet streams. All it took to scoop this thing up and scoot it out to sea. And honestly, that's been the pattern. So that 18Z may be onto something. Let's hope so. Let's look at the European ensembles. Let's switch this to the full run. I'm just going to see what the ensembles say. Yeah, I mean, if you look at all of the European ensembles, that's an average of all 51 different runs. They show similar to what the GFS is showing, a western track toward the Caribbean islands. How about the European member minimum pressure? Let's go to 12Z. This is kind of just looking underneath the hood of the European model, see how it's behaving. Got a big cluster of those storms right there. So the euro buying into just nothing happening at all seems to not have support from its ensemble runs. Many of the ensemble runs are 932, 972. You got a couple of 960s here. So there are several of these European ensemble models that are pinpointing not only a storm but a strong storm. So unfortunately, I wish that were not the case. I wish the euro was onto something, but it looks like it's not getting much support from within its own model camp, right? But it does show a recurvature. A few of those are close to the United States, but the euro ensembles are certainly farther out to sea than the operational run was. Let's do the European, or the GFS, I should say, minimum pressure. GFS ensembles looking like that. Little curve up. It's got some stuff over here toward the United States, so it's that time of the year where you can get some sneaky little creatures that try to come on up. Here's a fresh look at the European ensembles. Again, that western track happening and putting the Caribbean islands in play here. And each one of these European tracks is a different variation, 51 of them actually. And the color-coded. So you get into some yellows, oranges, and some reds. Those are Cat 1, Cat 2s, Cat 3s. So again, bears watching, folks. And I guess the simple takeaway message here for what we're looking at today is this thing trended west today, trended west yesterday. And there's some signals here that say this thing could be strong. But we're early in the ball game here. We got at least 7 days before it gets to the Caribbean islands. We've at least got 10 days, maybe more like 12, before it would be a threat to the eastern half of the United States. From there, certainly got to watch it, and that's going to be the key, folks. And my commitment to you, as always, is to keep you posted around the clock. So if new happenings happen, I'll post it here. Please like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And as always, let me know in the comment section where you're watching from right now. That is fascinating to me, and I do love this part of the video each day as we kind of give some shout-outs and say hello to friends and, at this point, family, right? You guys are watching regularly, and that means so much to me because, honestly, I've been doing weather on television for 20 years, but I've been doing weather for 40 years behind the scenes. My little brother used I grew up on a farm, an apple farm in North Carolina, and he would film me on our parents' camcorder, right? I'd be doing the weather. So I've been doing weather in some form or fashion since I was yay big, right? I just love it. I love it so much. All right. Discovered you a few weeks ago, and now you are me and my family's go-to weather guy. We live in Central Florida, and our weather guys are constantly trying to keep us in fear. Oh, I hope not. Watch West too. I know they won't. Tony and Eric will get you covered all the time, right? So make sure if you're in the Orlando area to watch them. Your explanation and breakdown of what's going on is great, and you come off honest and trusting. Thank you. Can't tell you how much we appreciate that. Justice for all. Sounds like I'm running for president, right? You're too nice. Thank you for your kind words. That means so much. Christine says, watching closely from Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you so much for your forecast. Much appreciated. Thank you. Watching from South Florida, watching all the possible scenarios. We are learning more about the steering currents. We'll keep checking in for the latest. Thank you, Southern Lady. Angelo. Hi, Chris. Newbie from Palm Coast, Florida. You're my go-to for keeping us aware of systems headed our way. God bless you all. Thank you. You are appreciated. Thank you so much. That means the world. Palm Coast, you folks are so kind. Literally driving back from spring break last year, we were driving my wife's GMC. The transmission went out. We hobbled off on your exit. Just happened to be there, and everybody was so kind. We had the kids loaded down, the whole car with the everything we own in our house. And everybody was so kind, and ended up having to get the car shipped back home. But you guys, your friends, your family, whoever they might be off the exit, you guys kept us safe and really meant a lot. Watching from Central Florida, you keep me calm, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate all you do to keep me informed and to let me know when to be on alert. Lydia, you bet. I mean, that's my key here is you've been jump scared so many times, I'm sure, of here comes a big hurricane, and that's not my tactic. I'm going to tell you what's happening, and if they're showing big, bad hurricane tracks, I'm going to show it to you, but I'm also going to be responsible with how I do it. Hey, here's what they're showing. I'm not buying into it yet, or if I am, right now there is a growing concern this could very well get close to the United States. I'm hoping that trend kind of shifts a little bit to the east, but I'll be there to let you know along the way, and I try to do it in a responsible way. So thank you for picking up on that. Salty Tribe Co., Surf City, North Carolina. Thank you. Appreciate your updates. Clear and well explained. We lost our Topsail Island home back in 2018 with Hurricane Florence. Oh, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. Florence was a big, bad storm. Never forget it. We always say weather aware and prepped on the coast. Thank you for your work you do for us all. And thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for watching. South Carolina, praying it stays away from here. Thank you for your reassurance that it isn't time to be scared because it could be a fish storm at this point, for all we know. Absolutely. This thing could just curve right back out like Aaron. I don't think we can call Aaron a fish storm. I was in Charleston for Labor Day weekend. We love going down to IOP and Isle of Palms, for those of you that don't know South Carolina coast. The beach was just gone. I mean, it destroyed the beach. The sand lots of beach erosion. They're going to have to replenish it during the off season. So anyway, yes, we'll be watching that. Hopefully it is a fish storm. Watching from Augusta, Georgia. Last thing we need is a hurricane moving up the Savannah River. Time to start buying gasoline for the generator. I hope we don't need that, but I'll keep you posted if it does. Hello from Brunswick. Thanks for the video. You bet. Thank you for watching all the time. Coastal Virginia here. Thank you. We'll stay tuned with you. Colin's watching from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Very overcast. So thank you for that report there, and hope you have some good weather this week. Let us know what you're seeing, what you're feeling, and I'll keep you posted, okay? Share with your family and friends. That's my goal here. There's a limited amount of resources in the Caribbean islands, folks, with regard to weather information, and my goal is to at least supplement what you may be getting and provide that. So spread the word. That would mean a lot to me as we track hurricanes. Watching from Oak Island and used to be in Henderson County, North Carolina. Thank you for making your weather analysis so interesting and entertaining. Emily says, thank you for the updates. We got Rose watching. Thank you for the updates you provided us, watching in Miami. All right. Lakeland, Florida is in the house. What else we got? Good morning, Chris. That's exactly what I'm doing. You're the first person I'll look for in the morning having my cup of coffee. Last year, we got hit pretty bad. I'm tuned in, and thank you for your pleasant forecast. Rose, thank you so much. Again, Sarasota is one of my favorite places. My wife's father, my father-in-law, grew up in Sarasota, so we're down there quite a bit. Love going to Yoder's, and one of our favorite places to get some cinnamon rolls and all kind of things. So hopefully you don't get any more impacts this year, but I'll be dialed in on it for you. Northwest Florida here. Thank you for the forecast. Watching from Southern Ontario, Canada. Concerned about Sarasota, Florida. You helped to set my mind at ease. Well, thank you. I will keep you posted. No doubt about it. Watching from Charleston. Thank you. Love your channel. Live in North Central North Carolina. Thank you for being here, Michael. Pensacola in the house. How are you doing, Chris? The number one weather guy in my books. Hey, thank you so much. Doing well. It's been a good week. It's been a fast week. Labor Day kind of did that, I guess, but here we are almost Friday into Saturday. Going to be a great weekend for many. And not time to be too pessimistic about this. There's still plenty of time to track. There's still plenty of time to act if we need to act. This channel and the purpose of it is to get the word out and to do a deep dive of weather. And if you're watching this video and you're this far into the video, then you know that that's what this channel's for, and we're going to keep you posted along the way. Central Florida in the house, Puerto Rico in the house. Thank you for watching from Puerto Rico. That means so much. Our infrastructure and power grid here are fragile and won't sustain a direct hit. We have to start preparations. Yeah, I mean, the models definitely have not been kind to you in Puerto Rico today. That's for sure. But as we look at Antigua, those areas, Dominica, I mean, you've been hit before. We know what to do. And of course, we know when it's time to prepare. And it's not quite time for that yet. But, you're outside of a week of being impacted if the models hold true. Good night watching from the island of Barbados. Thank you for watching. Thank you, thank you. North Topsail Beach, North Carolina, hoping Gabrielle is steered north into the Atlantic. Weather today is perfect. Wonderful, Paul. It's been so beautiful here lately, hasn't it? A little bit on the hot side. Turned hot again. We've been, blessed with a lot of kind of nice, cooler days. Virginia from Myrtle Beach and Scott Clark from North Georgia Mountains. We watch you every day and trust every word you say. Oh, man, that means a lot. We watch a lot on Facebook, but you are the best. Watched you all through Aaron. Hey, Virginia, thank you so much. That means the world to me. I do enjoy doing these videos. It makes my day. Thanks for the update in Pensacola, Florida. You bet, Lana. C. Paul King watching from Good, Virginia. I spelled good right? Is that good? I don't think it'd be good. Good? Love watching your forecast. We are. All right, thank you. GFS consistently off is what I've gotten used to, especially 2 weeks out, sticking to the euro. I hope so. I mean, hopefully the euro's onto something and just saying it's not going to do anything. But at this point, the euro is the outlier. The rest of the models are kind of stronger and more toward the Caribbean islands, and then from there they get a little here and there. We'll watch it. Clarence watching from North Charleston just watched the archives of Hurricane Hugo. What a storm that was, Clarence. No doubt about it. Watching from Saba, Dutch Caribbean. No way. Love Saba Island. We have never been to Saba. Been to St. Martin. We want to do the plane over. Should we come? Should we come visit you? John Johnson, I hope you're watching right now. Let me know in the comment section of this video right now. I'd love to know more about Saba Island. Always has fascinated me. Okay. Let me translate this to English. I'm watching you from Guadalupe. Hey, thank you, Willie. Sure appreciate that. I live in St. Lucia. Sandra, thank you so much. We'll keep you posted. Watching from the Virgin Islands. I won't say the Virginia Islands. Watching from the Virgin Islands. Thank you, Brenda. Means the world. Charleston, South Carolina. I think this one's going to hit Florida, says Randy. Georgia and South Carolina really hard. I certainly hope not. I'll be watching it, though, if it does. Watching from Jersey. Hi, Melly. Antigua. Miss Goldeye. Thank you. Thanks for the great videos. Michael, you bet. Watching from Bimini, Bahamas. Oh, man, I got some friends that have a house there. Monique, beautiful. I'll keep you posted. Please tell your friends and family, okay? Hi from Savannah, Georgia. Hi from Puerto Rico. Tango, thank you for watching. I used to like hurricanes, but after being out of power last year in the hot South Georgia heat, I ain't wanting that smoke again. No doubt about it. Super hot. Hi from Nova Scotia, Canada. Hello, weather community. Question: could you include Eastern Canada in your weather video? Many thanks. You bet. I'll start doing that. I had that request for the UK and Scotland and Ireland due to the fact that most of the hurricanes that leave and go east eventually impact there. So that's something I can do for you. Absolutely. Brenda watching from Jacksonville, Florida. We got Plymouth, Massachusetts, Greenville, South Carolina, St. Croix, Charleston, South Carolina, Hurricane Alley. You bet. Love your videos watching from Houston. Any chance this enters the Gulf and heads for Texas? John, not really seeing that in this one. The steering currents are pretty well, locked that, the door's open for the Caribbean. Never say never, but right now I think that would be an outlier. Jacksonville, Florida's in the house. Delray Beach, Florida. Wilmington, North Carolina. On the coast of Virginia in the southeast. Charleston, South Carolina. Seneca. Don't think it'll impact us in Seneca right now, but I'm watching it. Greetings from Tampa. In the words of Ken Hubbard, don't knock the weather. 9/10 of the people couldn't start a conversation if it didn't change once in a while. That's great. I've never heard that one before. That's right. You wouldn't know how to talk if you didn't have that. That's a good conversation starter. Central North Carolina in the house. Near Ocala's in the house. Somerville, South Carolina. Clearwater, Florida. New Orleans here. Hi, Vincent. What if Gabrielle goes toward Lorena? Westwards. Stay safe. Yeah, we'll be watching it. Watching from Jersey. Hope it stays away from the coast altogether. I hope so, too. Bear Island says, I'm predicting a major Cat 5 hurricane will hit Miami this season. Goodness, I hope not. That would not be good at all. I don't see that, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Suffolk County, Long Island. We got Washington, D.C. in the house. It's still young yet, but we all need to pray it doesn't hit anything. Cynthia, you bet. We will definitely be doing that. Polk County, Florida, New Jersey. Is it likely to hit the Bahamas? Right now it's possible. Many of the models today did show that as a Cat 1, Cat 2, okay? You've been there, you've done that before, with some safety, we can handle that. Wouldn't be great, but unfortunately, that's kind of what some of the models are showing today. Central Florida, is there storm surge with this system? There would be with any of them, Monique. We'll watch that closely. Watching closely from Florida, we got Maryland in the house. Is there a chance Gabrielle could affect Ocean City, Maryland, if you have an idea of when it could happen? Well, the models right now are showing the 17th, 18th, kind of skirting up the coast. It would be weaker by the time it got to you in Maryland, but you could certainly have some impacts. Anna Maria Island, my parents' favorite place. Beautiful, beautiful. It's only a cluster of storms yet. You call it a name. Very premature and very unprofessional. No, I'm not being immature or would you say premature or very unprofessional. No, it's going to be Gabrielle. Many of the models are showing that. So I don't have any issues saying what is likely to be Gabrielle. But thank you for your concern. City Biscuits saying this thing is not welcome in North Carolina. Go away. 100%. I agree. Let's see. Stay away from Sarasota. We already paid our dues. Hey, get Aaron out. Aaron has been in my head. Yes, you're right. It's hard not to say Aaron sometimes whenever you say the storm for so many times, tracking it before. But Gabrielle, watching it closely, folks. Hey, thank you for watching right now. If you stuck through this long, I appreciate your shout outs, your comments. That's honestly one of my favorite parts about these videos is just the community interaction with it. So keep them coming in this video. Let me know where you're watching from, and I'll give you a shout out next video. And folks, as always, please share this with your family and friends and stay safe. I will keep you posted.